It's time for Saint Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
Hello and welcome to Saint Lucia Magazine. This is the October 2024 recap of some of the stories inside government. I am your host, Kendall Eugene, standing in for Nival Auguste. In this month's recap, the redevelopment of major tourism accommodation to get underway along the Redress Beach, and the Minister for Responsibility for the Citizenship by Investment Program outlines investments undertaken by CIP funds. At the top of our recap, 3 hotel properties along the Redress Beach in Grosley are set for redevelopment. The redevelopment will transform the former Papillon, Rex, and Royal Saint Lucia hotels into world-class accommodation and upgraded experience for visitors. At a lease signing agreement, the Ministry of Tourism and the investor interest spoke of the prospects of job creation and an overall boost in economic activity. We have more in this report from Nival Auguste.
A lease signing ceremony held on October 15, 2024, marked the official commencement of major redevelopments at 3 hotel properties along Redress Beach in Grosley. The SDSL Group, comprising SDSL Limited, SDSL Enterprises Limited, and SDSL Ventures Limited, will be spearheading the redevelopment of the former Papillon, Rex, and Royal Saint Lucian hotels, paving the way for a transformation of Saint Lucia's tourism landscape. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investment and Creative Industries, Culture and Information, Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, emphasized the importance of quality and local involvement in the redevelopment.
We certainly look forward as a destination, as a people, for us to have a development that is of the highest quality. And I'm not sure when it will be revealed as to exactly what is the product that would be on offer. I leave it to the developer to choose the right time to make such an announcement. But we certainly want a development that's befitting of the prime real estate that you're getting. It has to be befitting of that. Secondly, we are very clear in our minds that whatever we do in the tourism sector must involve St. Lucians. Our people must be at the center of it. And therefore, as you design and as you move forward, there must always be consideration to allow our people to be able to benefit in the widest possible way what it is that you are establishing.
General Manager for Royalton St. Lucia, Sabine Adolfi, representing Blue Diamond Resorts, expressed the company's strong commitment to supporting St. Lucia's growth as a premium destination.
We recognize St. Lucia's growing importance in the travel industry and are committed to positioning it as a globally recognized premium vacation destination. Looking at our achievements today, it's clear that St. Lucia has been essential to our success. From the opening of Royalton St. Lucia and Hideaway at Royalton St. Lucia, this destination has become an integral part of who we are today. With the Rodney Bay project at the forefront, we are more determined than ever to support the island's continued growth.
The project is expected to create significant employment opportunities, with approximately 900 skilled and unskilled workers to be hired temporarily during the development phase. Once operational, the 3 new properties will employ around 1,475 full-time and part-time staff, providing a vital boost to the local economy. The redevelopment aims to enhance St. Lucia's global standing and create meaningful opportunities for its people. From the Government Information Service, I am Nival Auguste.
The Minister with Responsibility for the Citizenship by Investment Program, CIP, Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, told Parliament that the CIP is making an extensive contribution to key sectors of development in the country. According to Dr. Hilaire, a host of infrastructure and social programs have been financed by proceeds of the Citizenship by Investment program, making the program a valuable asset for improving the quality of life of St. Lucians.
From excess operating cash earned by the unit, $54.1 million has been spent supporting the work of various agencies and programs. I shall categorize and highlight as follows. Agricultural support, $2.2 million. Included is the construction of the Miku Jetty and support for banana farmers affected by the delay in supply of packaging material. Number 2, national security and citizen safety, $2.8 million. Included is support for RSS officers, vehicles for the police, and for supplying the Bordelais correctional facilities with equipment. Number 3, constituency development, $3.4 million, used for supporting the constituency development program in housing and small projects. 4, culture and creative support, $4.2 million, used for carnival and festival expenses. 5, educational support, $5 million, notably for back-to-school support and other school support. 6, energy support, $1.2 million, used to subsidize the price of fuel and LNG. 7, for food subsidy, $4.3 million used to subsidize food prices and provide food vouchers. 8, health services, $13.3 million to meet liabilities of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex and outstanding COVID-19 bills. 9, national infrastructural improvement, $3.8 million used to improve the national road network. 10, national emergency response, $800,000 for flood relief victims. 11, social development projects, $8.4 million used for various social development programs, projects, and other small infrastructural projects. 12, sports, $1.5 million. 13, community tourism, $1.6 million used for additional works at the ancillary waterfront project. Mr. Speaker, I hope the above provides a fairly comprehensive account of monies that has been spent by the government from monies earned from the CIP since July 2021.
The Foreign Minister of the Republic of China, Taiwan, concluded a one-day visit to St. Lucia as part of a wider tour of countries in the region and Latin America with diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Foreign Minister Lin's visit was part of efforts to deepen the friendship between Taiwan and its allies and to promote his country's prosperity initiative launched by Taiwan's government aimed at transforming their cooperation agenda from their previous focus on strengthening diplomatic ties to a new chapter of mutual benefit and shared prosperity. Taiwan has a long-standing and flourishing partnership with St. Lucia, and it has magnified into the extensive support given by Taiwan under various cooperation projects. Senior Minister and Minister of Infrastructure, Honorable Stephenson King, led the government delegation for the arrival. His one-day visit included a courtesy call on Parliament. Speaker of the House, Honorable Claudius Francis, expressed St. Lucia's deep appreciation for Taiwan's steadfast friendship and invaluable support over the years. The Speaker highlighted the mutual respect and shared vision that underpinned the two nations' partnership, emphasizing that Taiwan's ongoing assistance has significantly contributed to St. Lucia's development across various sectors. He voiced his hope that this visit would serve to further strengthen the bond between St. Lucia and Taiwan, opening doors for expanded cooperation as well as new opportunities for both countries in the years ahead.
Our relationship is built on mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to cooperation. Taiwan has consistently demonstrated its unwavering support for St. Lucia, particularly in healthcare, education, agriculture, and infrastructural development. These tangible contributions have made a very real difference in the lives of our people. I can point, Mr. Minister, to the youth economy, which has been an absolute runaway success.
With an eye toward the future, President of the Senate, Honorable Alvina Reynolds, reaffirmed the St. Lucia's support for Taiwan's right to global representation, underscoring the nation's joint commitment to peace and prosperity on the world stage.
Our pleasure in greeting you here is doubled by the fact of your own democratic traditions. Your country's thriving democracy is a significant reaffirmation of your country's right to self-determination, and St. Lucia will continue to support the Republic of China, Taiwan, in its quest to be accorded its rightful place in the international community. A little over 2 weeks ago, your country celebrated 130th birthday and 13th birthday. I thank His Excellency Ambassador Chen for inviting us to participate in this auspicious occasion. What a wonderful celebration it was. I thank you and your beautiful people for your kindness and warm hospitality, which reaffirmed our view that Taiwan is home away from home. I was most inspired by the address which was delivered by His Excellency, President of the Republic of China, Taiwan, in his message to the people of Taiwan, in which he referred to Taiwan's support for others. He said, and I quote, "Taiwan can help is not just a slogan. It is a movement by the people of Taiwan to cherish peace and do good for others."
Foreign Minister Lin said the relationship between St. Lucia and Taiwan is of shared admiration.
So this is a great opportunity to exchange further views on important issues, including our shared commitment to democratic values and opportunities for further cooperation between our nations.
This is St. Lucia Magazine. We will be back after this. Welcome back to St. Lucia Magazine. St. Lucia celebrated the start of the 17th annual St. Lucia-Taiwan Partnership Trade Show, an event that coincides with the launch of Business Month 2024. Held under the theme Innovate, Integrate, Inspire, Shaping the Future of Business, the ceremony was attended by key figures including Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Minister for Commerce Honorable Emma Hippolyte, and Ambassador Peter Shen of Taiwan. In her opening remarks, Minister Hippolyte emphasized the balance between tradition and innovation as she encouraged entrepreneurs to adopt forward-thinking practices while honoring St. Lucia's heritage.
This evening represents, on one hand, we maintaining our identity through tradition, and on the other, embracing what is new through technology and other advancement. I call it a coincidence, as this backdrop really mirrors where we are as a people and as a country, somehow right in between the two extremes of tradition and technology, both of which plays critical roles in our social and economic development. We must never forget our past. This grounds us, defines who we are as a people, and yet we must never be afraid to move forward, reaching for the stars.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre echoed the sentiment calling on St. Lucians to seize opportunities for growth and transformation, think globally, and leverage new legislative support to compete on the international stage. Reflecting on the country's diverse talent and potential, Prime Minister Pierre expressed optimism about the future, highlighting the unique abilities of young people in embracing both St. Lucian culture and new languages, including Mandarin.
When I think of what's happening in St. Lucia today, when I see the talent on the stage, when later on we will see the exhibits and the products of St. Lucia, I have cause to have faith in the people of St. Lucia and faith in the future of this island. What gives me even more faith is I notice that we can convert our steel pan into Mandarin. A steel band player from the South College can play a song in Mandarin. And Eric can speak Patois.
To support St. Lucian entrepreneurs, Prime Minister Pierre emphasized 3 recent legislative developments: the Credit Reporting Act, the Movable Assets Act, and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act. He urged the businesses to take advantage of these policies designed to enhance financial opportunities for all.
We must make use of the opportunity that we have. And I want to mention 3 important pieces of legislation that I want all business people to be aware of. Number 1, the Credit Reporting Act, which says that you must enhance your credit ratings so that you may be able to get credit because of your reputation. So we must not be afraid of getting involved in the Credit Reporting Act or the credit reporting activities that can cause us to have a credit rating that can make us competitive and that can make us be able to get finance from financial institutions. The second piece of legislation is a movable assets legislation, security and movable assets, that says we can use assets as collateral. Gone are the days when the only collateral was land and buildings, and you had to have something, you had to inherit something. You had to have something to mortgage. You had to have something to go to the bank and say, I have a piece of land. And sometimes many people could not do that. They couldn't do it. They did not have the opportunity or did not have the parents to give them that kind of exposure. But the Movable Assets Bill allows you to mortgage, to leverage other assets, to leverage other things, to leverage your receivables, to leverage your knowledge, to leverage these things so you can get some credit. So I want you, the business people in St. Lucia, to know that. The other one is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act. Again, we have the mistaken notion that a business that fails once or someone who fails once in a business is a failure. That is a notion that we carry. If someone has an idea and the idea does not work, we call them a failure, or we say all kinds of things about them. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Act gives you a framework, whereas you can wheel in local language and come back again. So I want you to make yourself aware of these pieces of legislation and use them.
Pierre encouraged participants to embrace global connectivity and collaboration, adding that we have to integrate, network, and share ideas. The top place finishers in the Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information National Storyboard Competition were awarded prizes at a ceremony to recognize the winning entries in various categories. The competition, aimed at informing the design of St. Lucia's first underwater sculpture park, saw the participation of 31 creative talents from across the island, depicting themes of culture, heritage, and history.
We wanted to do this because we know there are some very talented St. Lucians out there, really talented St. Lucians. And if we give them an opportunity, we sure would get some fascinating, suggestions. So we had the competition. And then now we have to end up judging it. And that's where the real challenge came about, because as is typical of creative persons, there are all different interpretations of how it should be presented, what should be presented. And it was really an exciting collection of submissions we had. I think we had over 30-something submissions.
We felt that it was really history in the making. We sought to take an approach that really involved St. Lucians in the participation of the development of the park, and no better way than to reach out to St. Lucians to tell the St. Lucian story. And we are very elated that there's a cross-section of persons who came forward and presented and won today.
A call has gone to the corporate sector to continue investing in the island's sporting future. The call was made by Minister for Youth Development and Sports, Honorable Kenson Casimir. Brian O'Brien has more.
Local members of the victorious Caribbean Premier League champions for 2024, Saint Lucia Kings, backroom staff and player of the league, Noor Ahmed, returned to St. Lucia Monday evening to an official welcome. Minister for Youth Development and Sports, the Honorable Kenson Casimir, who was in Guyana for Sunday's final and came in on the same flight, called on corporate St. Lucia to continue supporting the island's sporting development.
I want to really applaud all those who continue to make things work as it pertains to cricket and sport development in our country. We have a number of sponsors that always come on board and do what they need to do. And in the sport of cricket, Republic Bank continues to be that shining star. In track and field, First National Bank continues to be that shining star. And in football, we can always rely on Lucia like Bank of St. Lucia and some of those other institutions to come on board. As minister, I continue to ask for the support before we become the actual kings and queens of the universe. Right now is the time. Invest in our school sports program. Invest in our football and semi-professional league. Invest in our cricket and the SPL that is coming up very soon. Invest in our young people. And it's only when we collectively invest in our young people, not just minister and minister, but we all invest in our young people, will continue to develop kings and queens that will make this entire nation proud. That is the goal. That is the desire. Let's all continue to do that.
Team coach Darren Sammy was full of praise for the team and the contributions of the local contingent. He spoke about the culture that led to the Kings' success in this year's Caribbean Premier League.
I think this St. Lucia Kings team, what we set out to do at the start of the season, from the planning that goes into the players that we have into the system. And I must commend the owners. Moit is there, but I know they have a few more. The trust that you have put in me, the leader of the franchise, enable and given me the leeway to mold this team and build a culture. But culture is not built without process and without people buying into it.
Meanwhile, one of the owners of the Kings, Mohit Burman, is looking forward to continued success from the franchise.
We've been here in St. Lucia for the last 5 years, and I can say with a lot of honor that we've been in the playoffs every year, and this was the year where we have brought the cup back home. And I want to just thank the team. I want to thank Darren, Fraf, and all the players and all the people who are here that you made this happen. And especially in the year when St. Lucia has already become a place where they have just won the Olympics. And I think this year is going to be the year of St. Lucia. And we hope to continue our association with St. Lucia and bring this cup back many more times in the future.
The Kings became Caribbean Premier League champions for the first time, beating defending champions Guyana Amazon Warriors by 6 wickets on home turf in Georgetown. Warriors were sent in and held to 138 for 8, and the Kings, laboring at 67 for 4 or 14 overs, got the remaining 72 runs needed in 18.1 overs. From the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, I'm Ryan O'Brien.
A team of young women represented St. Lucia in Athens, Greece for the 2024 First Global Robotics Challenge. This all-girls team entered their custom-built robot in the Olympic-style robotics competition aimed at promoting youth interest in science and technology. Chris Satney tells us more.
Team St. Lucia for the first Global Robotics Challenge left the island this week for Athens, Greece to represent the country in an Olympics of a different kind. The all-girls team and their robot were unveiled ahead of their trip to Greece. Each year, the first Global Challenge poses a grand challenge for youth of high school ages in an effort to inspire them to pursue their passions in science and technology. Team captain Alana Boske says the team is excited to put their robot to the challenge and make an improvement to St. Lucia's participation at last year's challenge.
All of us have had some experience with scientific endeavors in the past, whether that be with coding or building, putting things together, doing science subjects at school. And for us, this was a chance for us to really see how it can all be put together into something that we may not initially expect the opportunity to arise here in St. Lucia. So that's something that for us is a pretty cool deal.
The first global challenge is an Olympic-style international robotics competition which invites school students from 150 countries around the world to build a robot and to put together an instructional video which explains a game for the year.
The game has a general theme, which is more world-scale, higher impact. In this case, it's feeding the future, looking at a way of efficient energy production, efficient food production. However, in the game itself, the way the game works is that our robot needs to be able to pick up a ball, transport it to what they call a nexus goal, which is almost like a basket, and then needs to be able to place that ball in the basket, and so on and so forth. At the end of the game, the robots need to be able to stand on a platform. All the robots from all the countries need to be able to stand on a platform to balance it out, essentially representing the world working in harmony.
Optronics General Manager Anna K. Badu and robotics mentor Kevin Clark, both first Global Robotics Olympians, are managing and mentoring the 2024 team in preparation for this year's Robotics Challenge to the theme Feeding the Future, focusing on sustainable food systems. They are both accompanying the group of youngsters to Greece.
As you know, St. Lucia has quite a long and intensive history with agriculture, so it was very suitable for us that the theme this year was Feeding the Future. So the girls, in addition to building the robot, other aspects of the competition that they have participated in would be the social media challenges on their social media pages.
Since I am already familiar with the process, I could give them guidance as to what went wrong in our time and, what they should not, how they should approach preparing for the competition.
The team has received much needed assistance from the corporate community, including the National Lotteries Authority, Optronics Limited, a full-service software solutions company, and the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, Lucelec. Senior Manager, Corporate Communications with Lucelec, Omari Frederick, says as a company that is built on science and technology, the support to Team St. Lucia for the 2024 Robotics Challenge was a natural one.
Supporting our young people in STEM is a critical one. We believe that these are the future problem solvers. They are the ones who will find the solutions to the modern day challenges that we face and the challenges that have to come. They're the ones who will be reaping the rewards of their problem solving. During this time, they'll be honing their skills in research, experimentation, analytics, and problem solving, and we're very happy to be part of that.
This is the fourth year that St. Lucia is participating in the first Global Robotics Challenge and the first all-girls team fielded for the competition. From the Communications Unit of the Department of Education, Innovation and Vocational Training, I am Chris Satney reporting.
The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment has launched the Feedback Redress Mechanism, FRM. The platform aims to give citizens and beneficiaries a voice, allowing them to share concerns, suggestions, or complaints to improve the delivery of vital services. The initiative is part of the ministry's broader national social protection policy, which seeks to enhance support for vulnerable individuals across St. Lucia. More in this report from Anicia Antoine.
To further enhance the reach and effectiveness of its social assistance programs and improve the targeting and coverage of assistance to vulnerable persons in St. Lucia, the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment has officially launched the Feedback Redress Mechanism, FRM. The FRM, part of a broader implementation of the National Social Protection Policy 2022 to 2030, provides an avenue for citizens and beneficiaries of social assistance to offer feedback or submit complaints about varied program services. The platform will be available to all individuals and families accessing social assistance programs across various sectors, including the Ministry of Equity, the SSDF, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Education. Beneficiaries can use the FRM to highlight concerns, report issues, or offer suggestions on how programs can better serve the community. The goal is to ensure that those most in need receive appropriate support while giving decision makers the insights they need to redirect resources where necessary. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, Dr. Charmaine Hippolyte Emmanuel, says the FRM is not only a tool for feedback but a dignified platform, ensuring that everyone who depends on these social services has the means to be heard for the system to respond effectively.
The Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment prides itself in improving service delivery. As we strive toward excellence, we want to ensure that our people are heard and responded to. I'm confident that with this approach, it will certainly help strengthen our existing social protection initiatives and help boost the confidence of our service users.
The participation of key stakeholders, including social transformation officers, members of the welfare unit, non-governmental organizations, and the Saint Lucia Social Development Fund, highlights their essential role in supporting the ministry's efforts to improve social services and achieve sustainable results for those who need it most. Regional Coordinator for Caritas Antilles, Marcia Haywood, emphasized that introducing the FRM will promote greater transparency, accountability, and responsibility.
Many of the people that we serve are actually the same target group that the ministry or the government works with, so we work in tandem with them. So I think that this initiative will be very useful in ensuring that the future of social protection is, I think, a healthy one, a functional one, and also has an accountability mechanism built in the system.
The launch of the feedback redress mechanism reaffirms the commitment of the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment to building resilient communities and ensuring that every citizen can live with respect and security. From the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, Anicia Antoine.
St. Lucians had another reason to celebrate with Julian Alfred. In another first, Alfred was named Track Athlete of the Year at the recently held ANOC Awards in Portugal. Alfred became the first St. Lucian to medal in the Olympics when she won gold in the 100-meter and later silver in the 200-meter. Here is a recap of the moment Alfred took the stage to receive her award.
To present the award, I invite Mr. Nevin Ilic, ANOC Vice President and President of Pan Am Sports, accompanied by Ms. Isabel Swan, Olympian and ANOC Athletes Commission member, to the stage, please. Welcome both. And we are now going to find out who the winner is of the Best Female Athlete of Paris 2024. Please welcome Olympic champion Julian Alfred from Saint Lucia. And Alfred made history, of course, for her country at the Olympic Games. First ever gold medal, first ever silver medal. Her 100-meter final victory was one of the standout moments, I'm sure you'd agree, from the Paris Games. Julian, congratulations. You know the drill by now. You have to join me here for a couple of questions. Can you feel the love in the room?
Yes.
A lot of love for you in the room.
Thank you.
History maker. You lined up against some big names, and the 100-meter final, of course. What made you think that you could upset them and finish first?
You know, the previous year, after a long collegiate season, placing 4th and 5th in the final, coming into this year, I know I had the ability with less races in my legs. Also, sticking with my collegiate coach, Edric Floriel, and working toward a specific goal, which was the 100 and the 200. But most importantly, just coming out here and making the sacrifices to get a medal for my country, for myself, for my team.
Share with us how your homecoming was. Pretty crazy, I can imagine, and your life changed pretty much like that, right?
Most definitely, a celebration I was not expecting, but I received a lot of love and support from my country, Saint Lucia, and I'm truly grateful to be able to represent Saint Lucia on the global stage always.
Well, congratulations again for the award and for a fantastic Olympic Games.
Thank you.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs has strengthened its fight against chronic illness by hosting a capacity building workshop as part of the island-wide capacity building project for the prevention and control of metabolic chronic diseases. Healthcare professionals from across the island gathered for 2 days of training designed to equip them with enhanced tools and knowledge for the prevention and management of these non-communicable diseases. Ona McCoy reports.
The ongoing efforts to combat chronic illnesses in Saint Lucia took a significant step forward with the hosting of a capacity building workshop as part of the capacity building project for the prevention and control of metabolic chronic diseases. The 2-day workshop, which attracted healthcare professionals from across the country, focused on strengthening the nation's ability to tackle chronic metabolic diseases such as diabetes and hypertension. The workshop was designed to equip healthcare workers with the knowledge and tools needed to improve the prevention, management, and control of these non-communicable diseases. It featured a series of informative presentations and in-depth discussions, allowing participants to exchange ideas, share experiences, and explore new strategies to address the growing burden of chronic diseases. John Lin, project manager with the Taiwan Technical Mission, highlighted that the project, which commenced in 2023, was launched with the primary aim of strengthening the capacity skill sets of St. Lucia's healthcare workforce.
We believe we need to let the health worker understand the support not only by their individual efforts to the health and to the service. We expect they can understand what's going on, the new knowledge and skills. They can execute those skills in their field and in their practice. And the second one is we believe those ideas can be a collective effort to the health worker to say, the project we support like a portable HbA1c and cholesterol analyzers, and also the project integrated some technology tools to help them to register the data in the tablet, and those things can help them to reduce their burden in their daily work and also increase their efficiency of the work or in their daily service.
Dr. Jenny Isaac-Louisi, District Medical Officer, noted that the team of presenters leading the capacity building workshop comprised instructors who had undergone specialized training in Taiwan.
They're covering a range of topics, including the metabolic syndrome, hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney disease. In terms of, as healthcare providers, how should we encourage and educate our patients? We had to learn today, review the patient or client-centered approach to healthcare. We are taking on a public health approach to healthcare as well. So we are doing systematic thinking and guideline-directed medical therapy. So everything that is being taught is following the HEART's guidelines for hypertension, the CAFA guidelines for diabetes, and the KDIGO guidelines for chronic kidney disease.
Yasmin Jules Gabriel, public health nursing supervisor and workshop participant, shared her perspective, explaining that the workshop was highly educational and sparked extensive discussion among attendees.
We know in St. Lucia that we do have a problem with diabetes and high blood pressure, diabetes and high blood pressure being our chief culprits in the cause of death and disability, top 3 in our country. So this particular workshop is looking at empowering us so we can now empower our clients, we can teach them, and we are learning the skills necessary to do so confidently. We are learning appropriate guidelines, we are learning how to implement it, we are also learning basic things like communicating skills, basic things on how to speak to our clients, how to reach them, but also in that process we are building our skills and confidence.
As the workshop concluded, healthcare professionals committed to applying the skills and knowledge gained to improve patients' care and outcomes across St. Lucia. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, I am Ona McCoy.
October 17th was Feast of La Marguerite, one of 2 flower festivals boasting pomp and ceremony befitting the parade of royalty that marks the celebrations. We have highlights of the celebrations held in Vieux-Fort.
Decided to come to Vieux-Fort, and I think it was a fantastic idea in terms of the turnout. The schools in the southern belt attended the church service, and of course you saw there was no room, and the parade up Clark Street was fantastic, as well as the presentations that we have enjoyed. If you notice, they're starting to innovate the presentations. They're adding a lot of things. They're adding dramatic pieces to it, and they're even using pre-recorded music. So the festival is growing in terms of its capacity to evolve and survive, and this is the period that, along with UNESCO, they're trying to place the flower festivals on the intangible cultural heritage list. The Queen of the Library La Marguerite Society.
Right, so how do you feel? Is it your first time as a queen?
Oh no, I've been in this for around 12 years now.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
And how does it feel?
Today I saw a lot of the children, and it filled my heart to see so many of them here and enjoying it. Right. So it means that even if I decide I'm tired and I'm old, that the younger ones, so much more younger than I am, are still here keeping this going.
Well, kene mwen di mwen kota pou mwen isi a Vieux-Fort hodi a. Mwen ve Vieux-Fort bwe bon matin ek mwen te à l'église comme l'autre membre gouvernement. Deuxième premier ministre, ça nous a créé Deputy Prime Minister Ernest Hilaire à l'église là, sénateur Ferdinand là. Et nous devons venir ici pour faire la Marguerite. Après ça, nous venons ici à un square. Et moi, j'ai plus raison parce que plus l'autre monde pour ici à Hodia. Comme ça, Marguerite a fait qui a mené un chai maman l'école ensemble. Et vivant, Marguerite qui a dépend un chai en évolvant maman l'école. Et comme ministre qui nous a responsabilité pour l'éducation, je vais faire des devoirs pour venir ici pour bailler maman l'école ça c'est si fort. Aussi, en ces 6 groupes là nous avons des sorties hot constituency moi. Ça c'est groupe au Lyon et puis groupe Dernier Rivière. Et comme ici Ring de Beldo, tous les années moi vais bailler ces groupes ça si fort. Hot ça m'a créé constituency development allocation moi pour qui yo jeune refreshment, yo acheter uniforme et puis bailler comme ça. So moi je crois que j'ai une responsabilité comme membre parlement pour supporter qu'il te et supporter ces bagages ça là.
Vive Marguerite, vive la Marguerite.
Priez en la société, nous qu'a prié by Sainte Marguerite. Priez en la société, Maman Marguerite qui m'a de respect.
The annual Junior Creole brought the curtains down on the Creole Heritage Month. The host communities of Monrepo, Dennery, and Ancillary gave patrons the usual fare of excitement with the assortment of Creole cuisine and stage performances. Junior Creole aims to improve public awareness, development, and the preservation of St. Lucia's Creole heritage.
Janset ici qui a célébré Junior Creole. L'année là, avec tout Janset ici, il y a un bon Junior Creole. Ça va ça est tradition Saint-Lucie. Tout Janset ici, nous voulons aimer pays, aimer tradisyon journée créole. Bon journée créole pour tout le monde. Ni un bon temps. Pas une pièce, trois quarts. Nous c'est yon monde, dans yon pays. Enjoy journée créole. Bon journée créole tout le monde.
And this concludes this month's edition of St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up. A huge thank you to all who contributed to the production of this program. The NTN, National Television Network, GIS team, and the communication officers of the various ministries. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us again next month for the next episode of St. Lucia Magazine on NTN, Channel 122, and all Government of Saint Lucia's social media platforms. I am Kendall Eugene. It was a huge pleasure. Bye-bye.
It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.